Hey there, Matt from 2A Cops. A couple days ago, Virginia Delegate Mark Levine was asked at a town hall meeting to define an assault weapon. His response was both ridiculously funny and infuriating at the same time because it displayed his absolute lack of knowledge about firearms in general. Got me thinking. There's been lots of times that gun grabbers have spoken out talking about firearms and displayed their utter lack of knowledge. So here's a couple of those clips, including Mark Levine.
An assault weapon.
What the bill does is it distinguishes basically the difference between guns that go like this. These are rifles. You use them to shoot an animal, and you can shoot very precisely with a rifle an animal. These are the guns that hunters use. They go like this, and you look down the barrel, and you can shoot very precisely. You can have a scope. Those are the kinds of things that hunters like to use. Mass shooters don't like things that go like this because what that means is someone can hit the rifle butt against their head. Deer don't do this, elk don't do this, but humans trying to save their lives do this. It's very hard to shoot a lot of people fast that way. So hunters, so the mass shooters use guns that go like this, all right? Pistol grips, things like that. And guns that go like this are widely inaccurate. That's why hunters don't like them. But mass shooters do like them. Because their goal is generally not to accurately shoot one person, like an assassin, but to shoot many, many people fast. You may know that in Dayton, the shooter got off some 75 rounds in less than 30 seconds, shooting 40-odd people, while the police were right there. That's what these guns do. That's why they're so useful in the military. You want to mow down an approaching army. They're not useful for hunting. They're also not useful for self-defense. The best weapons for self-defense in your home are shotgun. What's a shotgun? A shotgun's very powerful. You shoot a shotgun, and it shoots some 40 pellets out, and if someone's coming to approach you and they face the end of a shotgun, they're in big trouble.
Is to ban large-capacity ammunition feeding devices, those that hold over 10 rounds. We have federal regulations and state laws that prohibit hunting ducks with more than 3 rounds, and yet it's legal to hunt humans with 15-round, 30-round, even 150-round magazines.
But you know, semi-automatic weapons are not just about gun control. This is about national security. You know that these weapons can shoot down airplanes. They can blow up railroads. This is really a homeland security issue.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun, have the shells, a 12-gauge shotgun, and I promise you, as I told my wife, we live in an area that's wooded and somewhat secluded. I said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts outside the house. I promise you, who's ever coming in is not going to, you don't need an AR-15. It's harder to aim, it's harder to use, and in fact, you don't need 30 rounds to protect yourself. Buy a shotgun.
But some of these bullets, as you saw, have an incendiary device on the tip of it, which is a heat-seeking device. So you don't shoot deer with a bullet that size. If you do, you could cook it at the same time.
Even an unloaded gun is still dangerous.
There's been a lot of people that have been shot by an unloaded gun.
Well, if it can fire a lot of bullets very quickly, that's a good place to start, okay?
And
then you
would
can
say,
argue what a lot is. Okay, let's pick it. Let's say 3. If you haven't hit the deer with 3 shots, you're a pretty lousy shot. That deer deserves to get away. Let's get serious here.
But that would ban most pistols. That would ban most.
No, but pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes blah, blah, blah.
No, those are fully automatic weapons.
Okay.
So fully automatic
If
weapons.
you have a big magazine, you'll solve your problem. You still have to pull a trigger, but if it's 30 bullets or 20 bullets or 10 bullets before you run out, I would suggest the deer is, God wants that deer to live.
But according to gun owners, what you've just described would ban most guns that hunters use today.
If that's what they're using, for God's sakes, why don't they use dynamite? Just make it easier. I mean, what's the sport?
I read the legislation. I'm sorry. I read the legislation and it said that it would regulate barrel shrouds. What's a barrel shroud, and why should we regulate that?
The guns that were chosen back in those days were basically the guns that most gangs and criminals were using to kill our police officers. I'm not saying it was the best bill, but that was the best bill they could get out at that particular time. I actually don't know what a barrel
Oh,
shot.
okay,
I
'cause it's
believe
in your
it's a shoulder thing
legislation.
that goes up.
No. it's
To
not.
your last question, what's the efficacy of banning these magazine clips? I will tell you, these are ammunition. They're bullets. So the people who have those now, they're going to shoot them. And so if you ban them in the future, the number of these high-capacity magazines is going to decrease dramatically over time because the bullets will have been shot and there won't be any more available.
This is a ghost gun. This right here has ability with a 30 caliber clip to disperse with 30 bullets within half a second. 30 magazine clip in half a second.